Hello there, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name's Angela. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Rainbow Ange, and you can also find an Instagram account and a Facebook page for my little business. I run a yarn shop and we're called Yarn and Yarns. We're based in Penarth, which is in South Wales, just outside of Cardiff in the UK. So a very big welcome back to anyone who has been here before, and of course a very big hello to anyone who might be joining us for the first time. You are all very, very welcome here. On the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, crochet, spinning, sometimes a bit of sewing, and also anything relevant in terms of shop news and just adventures of being a yarn shop owner. So today, or this week I should say, I'm going to be recording my sort of vlog style videos. So if you've not been here for very long, then basically I record little snippets every day and then I shall splice them all together to make one longer video. Not sure how long I'll record for, could be a few days, could be a whole week, just depends on how much content I come up with. But I thought this week would be quite a fun one to do in that sort of format, because I am just preparing to change the window display at the shop. So hopefully that means I shall be full steam ahead making, and usually for the window I make lots of little bits and pieces, so hopefully I shall have some fun projects to show you in progress and hopefully completed over the coming days. So this time I'm going to go for a beach / seaside type theme. So I'm planning on making lots of little sea creatures and things like that. As always, I don't have a firm plan in my head. These things kind of are a little bit organic. I come up with a broad theme and then I start making, and generally other things kind of pop into my head as I go along. And I do get some help from some of my lovely local group members, which is brilliant. So that takes the pressure off a little bit. And it's nice to have bits and pieces in the window that customers and friends of the shop have made, because that makes it a real kind of community thing. So I thought I would talk to you about the project that I started making yesterday and kind of go from there really. So my project that I've picked comes from this lovely book, which is Edward's Menagerie Birds by Kerry Lord, and you'll probably have seen this. I'm sure if you're a crocheter you'll have seen these books. Even if you're a knitter you've probably seen these. The book is published in conjunction with Toft, and quite often Toft have stands at a lot of the fibre festivals here in the UK, so I'm sure you've probably seen some of these lovelies. There's a couple of birds in here that would have fit in with my theme. There is Dave the seagull, and we have lots of seagulls around here, but I decided to go with something a little bit more exotic, and I have decided to make Huck the pelican. And these lovely projects all come with a little bit of a backstory, so I thought I'd tell you Huck's backstory. So Huck is a firefighting hero, and in between pole sliding drills and of course responding to any actual emergencies, he's become a demon poker player, enthusiastic baker, and has a ping pong backhand that you really wouldn't want to get in the way of. Contrary to what his well-worn apron, drawer of utensils and recipe book collection would suggest, he's actually a very average cook. Rather than lack of skill or effort, however, this may be because generally halfway through the most vital process in any meal, he's called away to save the day and scoop up more kittens in his beak. So Huck is a rescuer of kittens, so how could I resist making Huck? So I made a start on him yesterday. At the moment he is living in this adorable little basket that I picked up from a local charity shop. This cost me the princely sum of 50p, so I couldn't pass that up. But yesterday I managed to crochet up Huck's body. So here is his body, neck and head. And for this I have used a ball of yarn that was actually in the sale basket in the shop. It was a perfect colour. Had a couple of balls of Rowan milk cotton, which they don't produce anymore, and I don't think they've done for a while, so it was an older skein. and I think I didn't bring the label home with me, but I think it's a cotton milk protein mix. But yeah, it was just a really nice colour for the body. It's blowing out a little bit in the daylight here, but yeah, so I have made his body, and then I also have managed to make one of his legs, feet, I don't know. These bits all have very technical names in the pattern, which I'm sure are very accurate in terms of what bird bits are called. So any Twitters out there, you can probably tell me what these bits are, but I didn't really pay too much attention. So yeah, the top of his leg starts with the milk cotton, and then we go down into this lovely gold colour. And for that, I'm using some Peyton's Cotton DK, and I do have the label for that. The colour that I'm using is 2740, which is a lovely sort of mustardy gold colour. So yeah, that's as far as I've got with Huck. So he has got one leg and his body. I'm not going to take him into the shop to work on today. We've got a very busy day in the shop today. It's a 3 group / class day today. So I need something that's a little less intricate. So the bits that I've got left, I was able to work on his body yesterday in the class because it's pretty standard kind of amigurumi type increases and shapes. So if you've ever made any amigurumi before, then you can kind of do that sort of thing without any problem. But the rest of his bits and pieces, as you can see, they're quite intricate in terms of increasing and decreasing and the shapes. I really struggled to get these toes neat, so they're not the best. But it's very, very fiddly because they're only done on a few stitches each, and I always find that really, really difficult, especially in cotton. I like to make these kind of amigurumi in cotton where I can, because I like the fabric that the cotton gives, but it's very hard on the hands when you've only got a few stitches and you're trying to kind of shovel your hook into small gaps. So yeah, he's going to stay at home today. Instead today, I am going to, before I leave for the shop, which will be shortly, I'm going to go upstairs into my craft room, and in one of the cupboards up there, I've got a bag of leftover bits and pieces, Stylecraft Special DK, some leftover from my Persian tiles blanket and from other projects that I've done in the past. And I have found in one of the old crochet magazines, put my teeth in, that we had hanging around the shop. I found some like a crochet alphabet. So I'm definitely going to crochet beach. I'm contemplating beach life, but I might do beach and sea. I might just do beach because I could be really bored with crocheting letters after I've crocheted beach. So we'll see how it goes. The process of making these windows is fairly organic. I just come up with a theme and then I start making, and then bits and pieces sort of pop into my head as we go. And I also get help from some of the lovely group members and customers, which is great because it means there's less making for me, and also it gives a nice kind of community feel to the window displays. So one of my ladies is crocheting me a very cute little lighthouse, and another has found a pattern in one of her recent magazines for a little teddy bear who's got like a fish. So yeah, I've got some bits and pieces coming from customers, which is great, so I don't have to do all the making. But yeah, that's kind of on the agenda today. I'm also got a couple of packages to send off. So I mentioned a couple of videos ago that I have started up an eBay account. So we're Yarn and Yarns _6 on eBay, and I'll try and remember to put a link underneath. And I'm selling off a lot of discontinued yarns, also some stock that I would like to discontinue in the shop, and just bits and pieces like that really. I've got some stock where when I took over the shop we had loads of it, like so excess stock as well, and that's been doing reasonably well for us the last couple of weeks. So yeah, that's really nice because we're going into a quieter time over the summer. So those extra few sales are really making a difference and helping us keep the lights on. So yeah, I'm hoping to add some more stuff to eBay tomorrow. but that will be dependent on me photographing some more yarn at some point today, or maybe tomorrow morning before I head into the shop. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I shall see you again soon. Morning guys, it's Friday. Yesterday was very, very busy, so I didn't get a chance to record anything else. And in the evening when I got home, I really didn't feel like working on anything either. I was just so tired. I think the sort of heat and humidity that we've had for the last several weeks is kind of catching up on me. So yeah, I didn't feel like recording anything else, but that's okay. We're at the end of the week. I'm going to treat myself to another full weekend off of work. Next week I'll be working a 6-day week, so yeah, I'm just gonna take it a bit easier this week and enjoy the weekend. So this morning I am hoping to quickly get some yarn photographed up so that I can do some listings on eBay, and yeah, that's probably the bulk of my plan. And if I get that finished, then I'll be continuing to work on some of the bits and pieces for the new shop window. I just wanted to show you quickly, I'm up in my craft room, and I bought a box of yarn up, getting ready to photograph it. All the yarn at the moment is just piled up in the spare bedroom, and I've plonked it on the floor, sat down here in the corner just to kind of gather my thoughts and say a quick hello to you. And someone has commandeered the box, so excuse the messy floor, but I'm just going to show you my view at the moment. So yeah, just look at her. She has commandeered the box of yarn that the contents of which I want to photograph. So I'm going to have to disturb her, which is a bit of a pain because she does look really cute. Newtie. Yeah, I saw you. She's ignoring me. So yeah, that's how my day is starting. A bit of cat wrangling. She was very grumpy first thing this morning and kept running away anytime I went near her. So I'm sure she'll be even more grumpy with me when I evict her from her new favourite perch. Hi, it's... Hi. Ooh, why has my voice gone all funny? Hello. It's later on Friday afternoon. I have got about an hour or so left before the shop closes. I've done all of my eBay listings this morning, and I've done a little bit of tidying up around the shop. So I'm treating myself to, it'll be about 45 minutes or so of making. I didn't bring a ton of stuff with me to do today because we're heading off to the cinema after work, but I thought I would show you. I have finished my first letter for the display, for the window display. So I have made a bee for beach. Yes, I like it now it's finished. I have to say they're a tiny little bit of a pain to make. They're not difficult. I have stuffed mine slightly. You make 2 pieces the same and then join them together. The pain comes in that you're counting all the time. Obviously to make the curves and things, you're kind of increasing and stuff like that, so that it's not a sort of sit and work on and don't have to think about project. So yeah, I think I will be glad when they are done. I think I'll love them when they're done, but I'm not sure that I'm necessarily going to enjoy the process, but I think it'll be worth it. It's a fun little thing. And then the other thing that I'm hoping just to quickly do this afternoon before I leave, I've bought my gold yarn and my hook for my Huck pelican project, and I'm hoping to just make his beak. So as I say, I haven't brought all of the stuff with me today because I didn't want to carry too much backwards and forwards, but yeah, I'm going to sit and do a tiny little bit of crochet just for a while until the shop closes, and I can start my weekend. Hi guys, welcome to my Saturday. Excuse the wet hair, I've just stepped out of the shower. It is nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I've been busy this morning working in our garden. We've got a bay tree just outside of our back door. It was here when we moved into the house and it's quite huge. It's not in a pot, it's in the ground. And I haven't cut it for probably, I remember doing it the first summer we moved in, but I definitely didn't do it last year, so it had gotten a little bit out of control. So I was busy doing that this morning. I got covered in bits of tree, so hence why I've just stepped out of the shower in the middle of the day. But anyway, you're not here to hear my garden woes. So plans for the rest of the day. While I was out there doing the garden, we've got these big heavy manual loppers, so I had to do a little bit and then my arms would ache and then I would sort of sit down and stop for a bit. So in between tree lopping sessions I did a little bit of crochet. I managed to finish the second leg for Huck, the pelican. So his beak's now finished. I did that yesterday. So he's got 2 legs, his beak, his tail. I've just got his wings to do. So I'm going to try and get him finished this afternoon. I think that will be fun. And then I'm also going to work on some more of the letters for the beach and sea display. I was kind of torn between doing those and just kind of knocking out a few little fish and things like that, because I can do those really quickly, and I think I was feeling like, oh, maybe I needed to be a bit more productive. But those small little things I can do in the shop really easily, whereas the bits and pieces for Huck and for the letters, there's a little bit more counting involved, and projects with counting aren't always the best for the shop because I'm often picking things up, putting things down. Obviously I'm primarily there to help customers, so any making that I get done in between is a bonus, but it does mean that I get interrupted a lot, so things that are a little bit more straightforward are brilliant for the shop. So I think I'm going to leave those little bits and pieces until next week and crack on with some of the county projects. So yeah, nothing to show you just yet, just 2 minutes of me waffling. So hopefully I should be back later today or maybe tomorrow with a couple of finished things or something that's it had a little bit of progress on at least. Plans for the rest of our day: the football's on later on. It's England's last game in the World Cup. They're in the 3rd place playoff, so we'll have that on in the background. And then it's also Penarth Towns Festival this weekend. We don't tend to go down for the daytime events, though there is a really fun downhill derby, sort of soapbox type thing goes on in the day, but it does get very crowded and it's very warm again here today. But they do have a lovely fireworks display, so that will be at 10 o'clock this evening. They let off lots of fireworks by the end of the pier, so we'll definitely go down for that. So if I remember, I might shoot a little video just to share that with you. So yeah, that's plans for the rest of the day, so hopefully lots of crochet time this afternoon. Morning guys. So I've been a little bit lax at recording a little bit of my day every day. The last time I spoke to you was Saturday, and my Saturday didn't go exactly as planned. I ended up having an afternoon nap, which was lovely and luxurious, but it meant that I didn't get as many things done as I had planned. We did go to the fireworks though, and hopefully I would have put in a tiny little bit of footage from the fireworks just before this clip, so you should have already seen that. It's now Tuesday. The first time that I am picking up the camera again. I've been busy making, and yeah, I just forgot to record anything. So to make up for it, I've brought you down to the beach today. It's a little bit noisy, a little bit windy. We're having an overcast day, and because of the wind, the sea right behind me is quite noisy, so hopefully you can hear me. If it's truly terrible, then I just won't put this video in. I've also got to be really careful because the tide's coming in and I've only got a tiny little bit of beach and it moves quite fast around here. So I'm just going to record this quick little bit of footage and then hop on up to the shop. Okay, so the first thing, I've finished quite a few things over the last few days, all for our window display. The first thing I hadn't mentioned in my previous videos, and here it is. It's this very cute little octopus. This is a pattern by Susan B. Anderson. It's downloadable from Ravelry, and I made a few of these probably a year or two ago. A couple were sent off as gifts and I still have one at home. And I'm not entirely sure what this yarn is. So it's a random scrap. It was like a singles yarn. It's very fluffy and lovely. I just found it in a box when I was sorting out at home the other day. So I didn't put any eyes on this one because this purple colour is quite dark. But yeah, it was a really fun make. I have another one of those octopuses in progress, but it's just going to be a little bit too tricky to show you. I'm holding the camera at the moment. I don't have anywhere to perch it. I need to invest in a tripod, I think. So I'll probably pop in a little bit of footage that I'll record later of the second octopus. I've made the body, I've made the legs, but I want to put some safety eyes on this one, and I forgot to bring the eyes home from the shop with me last night. So I've got that with me today, and hopefully that one will be finished later on today too. So here is my in progress octopus. As you can see, it's a lovely pink colour. This is a yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners. It's a signature 4-ply from the garden range. I forget which colour it is now. I used it in a crochet shawl that I made, the Flora Bell shawl. So if you're interested in finding out the colour, I will maybe try and put it on the screen below. Sorry, I'm moving this around quite a lot. So as you can see, I've got the body done, I've got all of the legs done, I've just got this one left to stitch up underneath, and then it'll be ready for stuffing and some eyes. And there is our beautiful pier in the background there, look. I hope I'm not making you too seasick, sorry. I know I'm kind of jogging around a little bit holding out this camera, but yeah, it's the only way I can manage this for the time being. So my second finished object is one that you saw bits of, and I have finished Huck the pelican. Didn't he turn out really cute? There's his legs, and he's got a cute little tail. Ooh, wiggling his bum at you. So just a reminder, this was from the Edwards Menagerie Birds book by Kerry Lord, and I used some Rowan milk cotton and some Peyton's cotton for the beak. The black, I didn't have any black double knit cotton, so in the end I just used some black crepe that I had hanging around. But he's turned out really sweetly. The instructions advise that you can sew the beak shut, but I've got some really cute little fish amigurumi that I'm planning to make, so I'm thinking I might have him with a little fish hanging out of his mouth, but we'll see. I think that having his mouth open sort of gives him a bit of a goofy expression anyway, so I quite like him like that. So yeah, really pleased to have Huck finished. And my final finished object are the letters that I've been crocheting. Now there's no way I'm going to be able to hold up the whole beach and the camera to show you. So again, I'm just going to put in a little bit of video footage of the words laid out. They weren't too bad to make in the end. There were a couple of fiddly bits, and for some of them I didn't really follow the pattern when joining them up, but I used up scraps of Stylecraft Special DK. If you're interested in the colourways, they're all listed on my Ravelry project page for that project, but they were mostly leftovers from my Eastern Jewels blankets that I crocheted a little while ago. If you've been watching the videos, you'll have seen that project in the past. But yeah, that's the beginnings of my new window display. So I'm hoping to actually get that changed today at some point. I don't have everything finished that I want to make for that display, but I think it's going to be one of those where I can start with the basics and then add some more. And I'm hoping today to make up a bunch of teeny tiny little amigurumi fish and stuff while I'm in the shop. So yeah, hopefully that will be enough to get us started off for that window. So yeah, it's always a really fun time when we change that display. I'm really looking forward to today. The tide is definitely coming in, so I'm going to grab my stuff and pack up and hightail it out of here. I'm just going to show you a quick shot of how close I am to the sea right now. So there's my little tootsies, look, I'm sat on these rocks and there is the tide. So I have got this tiny little bit of beach to negotiate and these rocks obviously that I can clamber over till I can get up to that main path there. So yeah, I need to make a move. So we're on the Bristol Channel here, and the Bristol Channel, I believe, is the second biggest tide range in the world. I just wanted to show you how quickly the tide moves around here. So in the time it's taken me to walk a few metres down the beach and take a couple of photos of my project, the rocks that I was just sat on are now almost submerged under the water. So there we were down there, and you can see the waves lapping up over those rocks that I was sat on less than 5 minutes ago. So I think I better call that a day for my filming down here. The shop opens in half an hour, so I've now got to hightail it up the hill and into the shop to get open, get set up for the day. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little trip to the beach, and hopefully it's not been too noisy. I can actually include all this footage. But yeah, see you later. Hi. So it's now Friday. This video has been a little bit more disjointed than I had hoped, but it's been a busy week, and I mean that's great. It's great for the shop that we are having a busy week at this time of year, particularly as we continue to have all of this lovely nice weather. But I just wanted to record a little bit of a video just to wrap this one up. So the window display is changed, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I managed to finish off the amigurumi fish that I was talking about in the last clip, so I'm going to grab a couple of those and show you a little bit of a close-up. So I used the baby puffer fish pattern from Ravelry for these, and they literally took about 20 minutes, if maybe even less than that, to make these. I've made a whole ton of them, but they're basically teeny tiny little fish. I've put safety eyes in, and they've got a little tail. They also in the pattern have side fins, but I thought they looked fishy enough without fiddling around with extra bits, so I kept it to the tail. And I've made a whole bunch in different colours. I've got some orange ones, some different blues and some greens as well. So yeah, they were really fun, and I basically just sat on Tuesday afternoon and whipped up a bunch of those. I also wanted to show you that I'd finished my octopus from the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, so that is now sat in the window too. My lovely customers have also contributed to the window, so I have a beautifully crocheted lighthouse, I have a seahorse, a starfish and some ice creams, and also some other non-made bits and pieces. So yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of footage of the window now for you. I'm going to step outside and do that. It's quite a sunny day, so I'm going to apologise in advance for any reflection and glare off of the window glass, but if it's too bad then I will take a little bit from in here as well, although it won't give the full kind of effect of the window from the back view, but I shall do my very best. So this is the view from inside of the shop. I've just used some basic net material to create a beach and a bit of a sea, and as you can see down here we have Huck. We also have a beautiful felted rabbit on one of our little deck chairs that one of my customer made, and also a starfish. There's a story behind that starfish. He originally was going to be for our Christmas window, but the lady that made him was expecting him to be a lot smaller, so we decided that rather than just a star, he was actually a starfish. So she put a little face on him, and we've been saving him for our summer window ever since. As you can see, we also have this beautiful lighthouse. It looks even better from the front, so I try and get a shot of that. But another one of my customers made that, and it was from an old issue of Inside Crochet, I believe, and her husband made the beautiful stand for it. It's basically a children's toy, so all of these pieces, if I reach in, actually lift up and off. So it's kind of a puzzle toy. So it's just crocheted circles in different sizes and colours, which is fabulous. We've got some ice creams, and we also have an ice cream van there. And over this side we've got a lovely seahorse with his beautiful eyelashes, or eyelids I should say, and down around the corner here is my beach lettering. But I will just step outside the shop and see if I can get a shot of it from the side that it's really meant to be viewed from. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this week's video. So a big thank you if you have stuck with me till the end. Apologies again that it's been a little bit of a jumble. But before I disappear entirely, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's already left a comment on my previous video. There's still time, plenty of time for you to enter my 100 subscriber giveaway. And I have been left some fabulous podcast suggestions, many of which I have not heard of, and I'm actually almost caught up on a lot of my podcasts now. So I'm going to be really looking forward to having a watch of some of those videos that you guys have already recommended. Still plenty of time to enter. I'm leaving that one open for a month, so if this is your first time watching, then pop back to the previous video and have a quick watch, and you will see what I'm waffling on about. Yeah, I'm in the shop tomorrow, so I only have a one-day weekend this weekend, but the weather's supposed to be glorious still, so I'm sure we will get out and about and enjoy the weather on Sunday. In terms of knitting plans, I have got a commission on the go at the moment. I'm making, actually I've got it in front of me, so I'll just show you the pattern, I won't show you my progress. I'm making this cute little baby sort of jacket with these little roses on. I've got two of these to make for a pair of twin girls, so I'm making a white one and a cream one. And also I have been sent my next lot of sample knitting, so I'm also going to be working on a scarf, but unfortunately I can't show you that sample knitting. I don't think I've mentioned that on the video. I might have mentioned it on the previous video, but basically in order to try and generate a little bit of extra income over the quieter summer months, I've taken on some sample knitting, and unfortunately I can't share that with you. I'll probably share the yarn because I did that last time. I certainly will on Instagram, so if you follow me on there you may have already seen my sample knit pictures from the last lot that I did. So yeah, that's going to keep me busy. Unfortunately that does mean my own projects will have to take a bit of a backseat. I have been a little bit naughty over the last couple of weeks, in that I did try and promise myself that I'd work on shop projects and commissions in the shop and my personal stuff at home, but that's got a little bit jumbled over the last couple of weeks. But that's okay, needs must. It hasn't been all year, and once I get these little tops out of the way and this sample knit, then I shall get back to being a bit stricter with myself, and it'll be a while before we need to change the window again. So I'm hoping this one might see me through the rest of July and August. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching today. I really hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have and you feel so inclined, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, then I would really appreciate that as well. It's always nice to try and grow the numbers, but I'd be sat here chatting to you, and I have in the past, whether there's one person watching or 1,000. So while I still enjoy doing this, I shall definitely keep on doing it, because that is the main thing really, isn't it? Have a fantastic day, whatever you guys are up to, and until I see you again, great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.